All right, we'll call the special meeting to order. And we have a quorum of full attendance, I'm pretty sure, but let's make sure. I'm Don Hall. We have Beth Burns in the room, as well as Brent Springer. And Mr. Cordero and Mr. Smith, y'all are on the phone, correct?
That is correct.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
All right. And we also have Brandon McPherson. And who do we have from Bordeaux Construction that's on with us?
Ben Warren with Bordeaux.
Okay. Good morning. Anyone I've missed that's online or on the phone? All right.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion, this is Ken Smith, to approve the agenda as presented.
All right. Mr. Smith has made a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Ms. Burns has seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 All right. Sounds unanimous. There are no opposed, correct? All right. Hearing none, motion passes. All right. Item 3.1. Paving project at Topsail Annandale Elementary School.
Good morning, board members. I'm here to present the paving project at Topsail Annandale. Project will allow more parking for the TAES staff, but also make needed repairs to the handicap parking area that is in need of repair as of now. Our recommendation is for approval.
All right, we previously talked about this at our last meeting, and I think were we able to come up with any more bids? I know it was short notice, but you did, okay. All right. Anyone have any questions?
What's the amount of the bid?
The latest bid,
Yes, sir.
$76,425.
Okay. Are they using non-spec or are they using spec material?
Spec material.
Okay. I don't have anything else, Mr. Chair.
All right, anyone like to make a motion?
Make a motion to approve the paving for Topsail Annandale School not to tie into DOT.
All right, Mr. Springer's made a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Ms. Burns has seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 All right, that's unanimous. Thank you. And next item, additional parking for Topsail High School.
Yes, board members, this project will allow us to provide more parking for the Topsail High School students, approximately 110 spaces, and we recommend approval by the Board of Education.
All right, anyone have any questions?
Are you paving this area too?
No, this will all be pervious stone.
Okay. Where is this money coming from to pay for the stone?
This will be coming from capital.
Capital funds?
Unfortunately.
And that's the only thing? Mm-hmm. Okay, have we checked into the parking pass, because that's originally that and the funding for the parking attendant? Are we gonna be using any of that to?
No,
pay-
sir. No,
Is
sir.
there a reason behind that?
No, we just felt this was a need that they have, and so we proceeded forward with it to try to get it done. They may need that money to maintain it at some point, I'm not sure, but to give them the initial spots for the beginning of the year, this is the avenue we needed to go.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I got heartburn over that because that's what we had discussed, why we did not drop the amount of parking from $50 down to $25, and here we are again. Go ahead and roll your eyes, Ms. Burns, it's fine, but I'm just saying what we discussed before doesn't align with what we're doing now.
I make a motion to approve the project.
All right, Ms. Burns has made a motion. Do we have a second?
I have a question, Mr. Chair, if it's possible. I know there was a motion on the floor, but do you have, parliamentary wise, am I still allowed to ask a question before, or do we need to?
Go ahead.
Question I have is what Mr. Springer's concern is. Do we know exactly how much currently is in that parking fund that Topsail High School has?
I do not, sir.
We can check on that, Mr. Smith, if you give us just a couple of seconds.
And also, Mr. Chair, I would also like to call a point of order. If you could remind all board members to comply with policy 2120, board member ethics, specifically item B4.
All right, so noted.
Sir, how much is that? How much is that stone?
$84,051.
84,000, okay.
You're able to find it.
I have someone checking now.
Oh, okay. Let's, move on to the next item while she's getting this information. Is that okay with everyone?
Sure.
All right. So we'll, be back for Topsail High School. Next item is the K-8 installment payment request.
Yes, sir.
Does anybody? Oh, he's got it, okay. We jumped out of line here.
That's okay. So the installment request for payment of the design build initial contract has been received and staff is requesting approval for payment. This installment covers 80% construction documents. Recommend Board of Education approval to Pender County for payment.
All right. Any discussion on this item?
Mr. Warren, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
I'm only showing two set of plans, the civil and the landscape, in Procore. What are we waiting on there? You said we'd have them Friday. I didn't know why they weren't uploaded.
Yes, sir. They were sent out Friday, but it's via Bluebeam Studio. Procore is our, is the platform that will host the permanent documents on for construction. Bluebeam Studio is, what I mentioned last week, and that's what was used during the design development phase as well. And basically it's an interactive platform where you can not only review documents, but you can comment, ask questions, and then that way we can incorporate, that correspondence into the design. So Friday evening, we sent out a Bluebeam Studio invite to the board. I followed up with an email Friday at 7 o'clock, just to make sure everyone saw that. And so if you log on to the studio session, there's just a link you click, and last time you would have had to create, a username and password for it. So you're able to see and get some feedback of the plans and specs for the job.
So all the maps are in there? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, sir. Everything is
Okay.
in there, minus any comments that'll happen as a result of the studio over the next week and a half or so. And then the schedule as it stands is we have 2 full weeks to capture all those, and then Monday, the 5th of August, is when we will have finalized the pre-qualified subcontractors to bid, and we'll advertise the project to bid for the remaining bid packages, which is everything except for the site work, which is already bid.
Okay. What time is your meeting on Tuesday? I got the invite. I didn't see the time on the invite.
9 o'clock.
It is 9 o'clock tomorrow.
Okay. When is the schedule going to be updated, Mr. Warren?
Generally, we'll update the schedule once a month. I do have my superintendent working on his 3-week look ahead like we discussed last week, and I plan to drop those in because those are updated weekly. That way you'll get, kind of a snapshot every single week if you're interested of exactly what's happened over the course of 1 week, and then, it adds on a subsequent week. But generally, we would be doing schedule updates. We haven't really picked a kind of monthly OAC meeting. We did talk about that in our last meeting of what the target date needs to be. But I have some information that I can go ahead and do a full schedule update ahead of that meeting tomorrow if that would be helpful.
I would anticipate that. So you're saying the latest we're gonna get is by the end of this week? Is that what you're, anticipating for Mosley?
What's the latest we'll get what?
The drawings?
Oh, no, we have the drawings right now.
Yeah, I'm not able to see them in Bluebeam though.
And you're not able to see them in Procore.
I'm only seeing civil and landscape in Procore. I'm not seeing anything in Bluebeam.
Yeah, have you logged onto the studio?
Yep, I'm logged in right now.
I tell you what, I will get on a call with you after this meeting if that's okay.
Okay.
'Cause it's kind of in the top right-hand corner, you'll see it says studio sessions joined and not joined. If you click not joined, it'll have the documents right there, and that's where you have to click on it. But I can, if you're having some trouble with it, I could do a screen share with you and kind of walk you through it.
Okay.
If that's helpful. Do you want to give me a shout? If you're not able to get them, do you want to give me a shout after the meeting? And any other board members, if they're having issues, I can do that with them as well. We can just jump on a call and I'll show you.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, sir.
Okay.
All right. Any more questions? If not, do we have a motion to approve this?
Make a motion to approve.
All right, Mr. Springer's made a motion. Do we have a second?
Second the motion.
Mr. Smith has seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 All right, that's unanimous. Thank you. All right, back to the previous item. Were you able to find any information?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We were able to look up the current balance is $6,781 in that account. So that total fee would be
I
80.
apologize. Could you speak, the speaker's not loud. Could you, repeat that number, please?
Yes, sir. The amount of money in the Topsail High School parking fund at the moment is $6,781.
So it drop it down to 78,000 if we use 6 of it.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So if we use that, Mr. Springer, we wouldn't be able to pay the parking attendant. That's our only concern. That was not included in the school's approved budget that was submitted to you all last year.
Is there a reason for that, Ms. Nellen? Is there a reason why it wasn't included in the budget? We don't need him.
You asked them to present you a budget for the parking fees. All of them came and presented. And the parking attendant pretty much takes care of all of, I mean, by the time they pay the parking attendant and order the tags, that uses all the money that they will have in their budget.
To give you an idea of, so last year there were 544 spaces sold. The addition of 110 would make it 654. When you do that times 50, you end up with $32,700.
Okay, so that's gonna be his whole salary? $32,000?
Salary and fees in terms of the parking pass purchases. They also put into their budget, chains, cones, things of that nature to provide barriers and things for parking.
I'm just a little bit confused as to why we didn't include his salary inside the budget. That's where I'm getting.
We included the parking attendant's salary in the budget. That was part of the budget that was presented to you all last year when it was presented, when it was asked for.
The whole budget, his whole salary inside the
Yes,
budget. So why are
that's-
we using parking fees for his budget or for his salary?
The parking fees are included in the budget for the salary for the attendant. So we've got, let's say we have $42,000, I think was in the budget. A majority of that was the salary and the fees, for buying the placards. And I don't know if you guys can pull up the prior budget that was submitted to you all. What I was saying was not included was any of this, extension of the parking lot was not included in the budget submitted And by the time you, take in the fees for this year, you will not have enough money. I mean, I'd be glad to look at the account after, money starts coming in and the increase of the parking spaces and determine if there's any money that can be offset with capital at the end of the year. I'm just concerned that it was not put in the budget prior.
That's what I'm asking. Why was it not put in the budget?
Why was the parking lot not put in the budget?
Yeah. Or my question is, we have asked for how many teachers and nurses and school bus drivers, all this other stuff, maintenance, and we didn't include his salary inside the general budget, right?
That is correct.
Yeah, and that's a failure, right? Or not? Is that how it's always been done, quote unquote?
It has always been paid by the school.
Of course.
Topsail High School is the only school, high school in our district that has a parking attendant.
And it's because most people at other high schools that don't have one would have a real problem with their tax money paying for it, is my guess.
Well, it happens the same thing on the west side.
Same what?
Same problem. We
We
could
don't
use
have parking attendants over here anywhere.
Well, that's exactly right.
So
We
the
have people,
so the parking attendant is being paid for by student fees.
and that's not
parking
right.
fees. The what?
That's not right. In my opinion, that's not right. He's an employee, he should be even paid out of employees' money.
Well, but I also think that we have a parking area over at Topsail High that is far larger than any other high school in the county.
I agree. But it doesn't justify not figuring his budget into everybody else's budget and paying him out of parking fees. We
Well,
have students over there that can't park too.
Because of the size of that parking lot, we take in more parking fees from that parking lot. So we've got the money to pay for the parking attendant. And as I see it, that goes into, the school budget. So I see due to the size of the parking lot and the fact that the parking lot fees pays for the parking attendant, I think it evens out.
I think we're comparing apples to oranges here, but it's fine. If you want to bring it up for a vote, go ahead. I'm not going to vote for it.
All right, we have a motion for this parking lot at Topsail High School.
I make a motion to approve.
All right, Ms. Burns has made a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second the motion because there's a need. I know, the parents saying there is need for this parking lot, so I'll second the motion.
All right, Mr. Smith has seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 All right, any opposed?
No.
No.
All right, that's a tie. I vote in favor. All right, and we have a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you.